So I got the new drive shaft, the aluminum drive shaft from American Muscle. It was the 4 Performance drive shaft, and it was a mod that I was intending on doing eventually, but I wasn't intending on doing it right at this moment. So basically, what happened was I was changing out the pinion seal, and I was changing out the seal on the rear of the transmission, the rear housing seal, and I was changing out all the seals, and I figured, oh, okay, I'm changing out all the seals. Might as well go ahead and change out the U joints as well on the shaft. So I went to go ahead and change out the U joints. I had difficulty getting the U joints out. Um, Long story short, I ended up cutting the U joints and just taking them out like that. But then once I took them out like that, I ended up having to look for a set of U joints for my drive shaft, and I was unsuccessful in finding any U joints that fit my drive shaft. I thought I had found something, but it was the wrong size. It didn't fit, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So eventually, what I did was I ended up driving about an hour south of here to Austin to take it to a drive shaft specialist. And when I took it to the drive shaft specialist, the drive shaft specialist told me that I said he looked at it right away. First of all, he looked at it and it was in my car when he looked at it, and immediately knew it was from a Mustang, which was amazing. But then again, he works at a drive shaft place, so it makes sense. But he looked at it and he was like, "Yeah, there's nothing we can do, man. Like, you're not supposed to take the U joints out of there." So he was like, "You're basically gonna have to buy a new shaft. So that's really all you can do." So I have the old shaft here right now. As you can tell, this one right here is the old shaft. And that's where the U joint was, of course, the one that I took out. And then this side over here is the one that goes on the back on the pinion. But like I said, I wasn't supposed to take that U joint out apparently, from what he said. And the U joint, ironically, the U joint wasn't even in a bad condition. It wasn't in horrible condition. I just wanted to change it out because I was changing out all the other seals. I figured, you know what, might as well change that out as well. I saw a lot of videos saying that it was easy, it was quick, it was simple. So I figured, okay, I'll go ahead and do that too. I'm down here, I'm working on it. Might as well, knock out everything all at once. But unfortunately, I ended up cutting it, ended up taking them off, and then at that point it was just too late. So I looked at ordering basically another one, but then the other ones that they had were pretty expensive, and then they were also steel. So I figured, you know what, might as well go ahead and go with the aluminum one. The aluminum one it's expensive, but hey, it was only like $300 more than the steel one that I would have gotten. That would have weighed more and probably would have taken longer to get here and all that. So my car's been out of commission for about 2 weeks now, and I've just been working on it. But I went ahead and ordered this one from American Muscle, the 4 Performance drive shaft, and it came in like a day and a half. So really, that's when it made it clear to me that it's just something I just need to go ahead and do. And I'm sure it will be way better than the stock one was, and I guess we'll see just exactly how much better it is than the stock one was when I put it on and actually take it for a ride and see how it goes. But the reason why I made this video, and the reason why I make a lot of my videos, is because I want to help other people out as well. That way you don't go through the same thing that I did. So a lot of you probably look at possibly upgrading your drive shaft. But if you're not looking to upgrade your drive shaft right at the moment, don't mess with the U joints, because if you mess with the U joints, you're going to have to buy a new drive shaft. So it's just very important to know these things. I wish I would have known before, but unfortunately I didn't. I cut off the U joint, and then now I had to get the shaft right now, even though I wasn't intending on getting it until later. So I hope this helps out, and hope to get my car back on the road, and appreciate you guys watching. So I have the shaft installed now. I'm sorry guys, it's a tight fit down here, but as you can tell, it's all installed up. Put the I got the thread locker on it, on the bolts, and like I said, I got a new pinion seal back there that I put in, and then I also have a new seal in the front in the transmission, right in here. So new seals, you know, of course I had to get a new shaft because of the blunder that I had. So I really hope you guys take my advice, and if you do end up having an issue with your drive shaft, with your standard drive shaft, with your stock drive shaft, make sure you first, you know, take it to someone or whatever to look at it, you know, before you get in there and start messing with it. All right, like I said, I went in there and I cut it, and the guy was like, you shouldn't have done that, you know, because he told me that the U-joint was still good, you know. So the thing about it is that I just wanted to change it because I figured, you know what, I'm changing everything else, might as well change that too. And it looked like such a simple job. I was like, oh, I could do that, no problem. But you know, it turned out to be a $600 thing for me with this new drive shaft. But like I said, I was intending on getting one anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's just, it kind of put a hamper on me for a second because I had other things I wanted to do to the car first before I put a drive shaft on. So just learn from my lesson, guys, and that's part of the reason why my channel is here, so that way people can learn from my mistakes as well. You know, I'm gonna tell you about my good moments, and I'm gonna tell you about my my stupid times too, man, the times that I do stupid stuff. So I hope this helps out. I'm gonna drive it here in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and drive it and see how it feels, and I'll do a video on that as well about how I feel about the driving, and we'll go and I'll add it onto this. Okay, all right, so y'all have a good one. All right, guys, so I'm actually driving right now, going through some of these back roads out here in the country. So kind of getting a feel for the new drive shaft, and I tell you what, man, it feels a lot better. I can definitely feel the difference from the old stock drive shaft to this one. I mean, it's way different. The only issue that I'm having right now that I just noticed, especially with this road, it's pretty bumpy, is that my shocks and springs seem to be making a lot of noise. They're new, and I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what's causing them to do that, but it seems like there's a lot of every time I hit a bump, I hear a loud clunking sound, you know. So hopefully I'll be able to figure out what that is, because I mean, these shocks and springs are brand new, you know. I just got them. I just put them in like what, a month and a half ago or so. So I'm hoping I can figure out what the heck is going on with this. But yeah, but other than that, I mean, it's driving good. I mean, the drive shaft feels good. I don't feel any kind of weird wobbling or anything like that. You know, it just feels really crisp, you know. You know, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be when it comes to the drive shaft. So I'm very pleased with it, and I just wanted to make this video to kind of cap off all the other ones that I made throughout the days, you know, this saga of me working on these on this drive shaft issue. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good one, and make sure you like and subscribe and support the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. All right, later.